You know, I've often wondered exactly what Shane Steichen would be like with the media if the Colts got off to a good start. First 2 years, not good starts. This year, good start. He's exactly the same guy. By the time his head hits the pillow on Sunday, the memory of that game just concluded, that win just concluded, is gone, and he's on to next week. And that's what coaches do. You know what? You win, you celebrate for like 5 minutes, and then you get to the business of preparing for the following week's game. That's where he is right now on a Wednesday, certainly. He talks about a few things today that I think bear mention, and one of those is camaraderie, because I think that that kind of congealing aspect of this team, it wasn't caused by the winning. It predated the winning. I think it's really interesting that teams that tend to congeal socially tend to win professionally. That's just sort of the way it works. Whether guys get along or not, I don't think it's a big deal, but I think it is a big deal that they spend time together and that they genuinely want to play for one another and celebrate together when they win. And I think that's kind of where this team is. And I do think that it predates the winning. I think this was it seemed to be a tighter team during camp than in previous years, which is kind of interesting. But here's Shane Steichen.
Excited for this week. Gotta have a great week of preparation going into this thing. This is a tough opponent. They're physical. Obviously first road test, division game, but we're excited for the challenge. Injury updates. Mooney's still in the protocol, but he will practice today. And then Law 2, we'll see how the week goes. We'll work him out today and see how it goes.
You said Ward will practice today?
He will. Yeah.
What did you see from the Titans watching them this week?
A lot of different things. I got a lot of respect for Denard Wilson, their D coordinator. Had a chance to be with him in Philly. Aggressive style attacking defense, multiple looks. Got a good front. Starts up front with 98 Simmons. He's one of the best in the league. So got to control him as much as possible. Just needs a hell of a player on defense as well. So I think they do a lot of good things defensively. I think offensively, they can run the ball really well. I think Pollard's an explosive back. I think the quarterback's very talented. He can move around, make plays off platform. So we got to have great rush lanes come Sunday against them, because he made a ton of plays a little bit with his legs already. He made a third goal at the 9 against the Rams, running around, boom, and threw it back across his body, which was a hell of a play. So we got to do a good job containing him. Ridley's a hell of a receiver as well. So they got some weapons over there. So we got to be on our details this week.
Shane, in what ways does having been a college quarterback inform the way you deal with your quarterbacks? How does it influence the way you deal with quarterbacks?
Say that one more time.
Having been a college quarterback.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that part. Yeah. I think playing the position obviously helps. Seeing it in that light. So I think that's a big part of it too. Playing the position. So when you have those conversations with quarterbacks, you know what I mean. You can have those conversations, those in-depth conversations about certain looks, because sometimes there might be looks where it's like, hey, what were you thinking on that? And obviously, you get the response from the quarterback, and you can see it the same way sometimes, because there's a lot of stuff going on out there.
Shane, you guys have been really good on first down. Why did you go with?
I think we're just executing. I think it's the guys up front. I think it's the quarterback. I think it's the receivers. I think it's the back. I think that's all part of it, them doing their jobs.
Do you balance like staying ahead of the chains versus, hey, this is an opportunity to create a big play when?
Yeah, I think it's a feel. I think it's a little bit of both. I think obviously you want to be ahead of the chains for sure. You don't want to get yourself in second and long situations. So being efficient on first down is a big part of it. Whether that's running it or throwing it or whatever you're doing to get that done and just executing at a high level.
Shane,
Like
your first road game, what is the message to the team, and how are you guys embracing this moment here?
I kind of hit you guys with it a little bit after the game. My message is discipline, trust in the process. Every week, every day, every meeting. Obviously, division games on the road are always tough, and we got to stay locked in, focused on all the details, the walkthroughs, the meetings, and go execute at a high level.
Feels like your wide receivers and Phil Tyler in that group are very diverse, like in their skill sets. Is that true? Do you agree? And how does that help you?
Yeah, I think it's very true. I think we got 5 guys that are all capable of making plays for us. And so it's good as a coach, you know, when you're going through the game plans, myself, Jim Bob, the offensive staff, going through it, finding different ways to get these guys all involved. That's all part of the process that we go through every week. You know, you've heard me say this whole bunch. There's one football, we got 5 guys, and who knows whose week it's going to be. But again, we want to get everybody involved, and they all got their, you know, skill sets.
And quick follow-up with Tyler. I mean, you've used him. I mean, he's hurt the defense at every level so far. I mean, is that kind of rare for a tight end?
Well, I think he has the skill set to do it, and so we got to continue that. But like I said, he's just a hell of a football player, natural feel for the game, toughness, gritty. You can put him in different positions, different spots, you know, try to get these matchups that you want with him, along with all the rest of the guys. So, like I said, we got to continue that, but he's playing good football.
Is he going to bring the fullback position back?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, we handed it off to him twice, so.
And you got the sail route too.
Yeah, the little insert deal, that was pretty cool. I like that one.
He's not a high volume guy, but he's making the most of these opportunities. How have you seen him grow so far through just a couple weeks?
I think obviously going into, you know, year after year, just his habits, off season, the way he's been working, his consistency, obviously been winning one-on-one on the outside in the first 2 weeks. Hell of a route runner, but he continues to develop in all areas and all aspects. He's an in-here early morning guy, grinds away, always on the jugs machine, practicing the right way. I really like where he's at right now.
Can you mind him 2 picks in 2 weeks? Obviously, we see those big plays, but what have you seen from him from a preparation standpoint that allows him to make those type of plays on Sunday?
He's always working. He's a guy that's in here grinding. Even after practice last week, we were in the offensive staff room watching the practice film, and I look out and there's one guy out there working on back pedals by himself, just going through and just having vision like, hey, boom, here I'm getting a pick, just acting like a football's out there and going through his operation. And I think that stuff's huge. I think a lot of it is a mindset thing of, you know, visualization, making those plays, and I think he does a hell of a job with his preparation and practice. And then when practice is done, he's always getting extra work in, so it's paying dividends.
A lot of the talk league-wide over the last however many years has been quarterbacks playing off schedule. Like, can a guy play off schedule? Do you think it's gotten to the point where maybe people are underrating the importance of playing on schedule?
Yeah. I think there's a balance. I mean, it depends on the guy and how he plays and what his strengths are. I think you can still play within the pocket. I think at the end of the day, you know, you got to be able to throw within the pocket when it's third down and you're dropping back and throwing it. I think you got to play on rhythm and play on time. That's all part of the passing game. But there is that other side to it too. You get out of the pocket and make those big plays with your legs. So obviously you see around the league, there's a lot of multiplicity at that position with different teams. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, playing to the strengths of the guy you got.
If the charting is accurate, Daniel was blitzed more than he's ever been blitzed in his career in that game. But you wouldn't know it looking at the box score. What enables a quarterback to thrive against the blitz?
I think understanding what's going on defense, understanding where the pressures are coming from, knowing the timing of when you got to get the ball out, knowing how you're picked up, whether you're going to be hot or not. I think that's a huge part of it, and that's the game. That's the game within the game, and that's studying it and understanding what's going on the other side of the field, so you can play on rhythm and play on time. And I think our line's done a hell of a job, you know, protecting for him these last 2 weeks.
Do you worry more about Daniel in those situations where he can't actually get hit versus training camp where, you know, he's got a red jersey on?
Yeah, no doubt. He's a tough player. I think on the one where they had the helmet on him last week, I mean, he popped his lip and he was bleeding on the sideline, but didn't even phase him. Like, he just like, here we go. I think he's tough. He stands in there, delivers the ball with accuracy. He's been doing a hell of a job for us.
Shane, with maybe your discipline comment covers it, but all of a sudden you got 2-0 and you got things really going well. You have to kind of keep the players grounded to say you got here because of what you've done.
There's no doubt. The work never stops. That's the message. Like, we can't let up. We got to demand it as coaches. They got to demand it of themselves each and every day to come to this building.
What makes a good contested catcher in the football? Like, why is Alec Pierce good at that? Whether it's a deep ball, whether it's 3rd and 6, like, he seems to win those battles.
I think when he's running routes and he's down, obviously he's got a great vertical that can go get it. But even then, so I think it's just understanding the timing of it and where the defender's at on you and how to use your hands, late hands, could be early hands, but a lot of times late hands, right? So the defender doesn't know. And I think he's done a hell of a job tracking the ball down the field so far this year, and we got to continue that. But I think he does a great job of seeing that stuff.
There was a play you guys hit, I think Tyler, and then Alec faked the catch.
Oh yeah, that was huge. That was the one where we hit him. It was awesome. I showed that in the team meeting. It was awesome. That's kind of the game within the game. Those little nuances. You know, he's running off there, and obviously Tyler catches the ball and he keeps running and looks up. It's man-to-man coverage, and the guy keeps running with them. Kind of see that around the league with some guys, some savvy players. We always show those clips, which are huge because that's extra yards for the guy that catches it.
Shane, I know it's only 2 games, but you, from a coaching perspective, what has stood out about these guys playing for you that is separating them right now, and the fact that you haven't lost a game yet?
I think they're playing together. I think everyone's dialed in every day. Like I said, they're playing for one another. The camaraderie is great. You can feel it in this building. They get together a lot. Go to dinners during the week, and I think that pays dividends. And these guys are playing together at a high level, and we got to continue that and demand it every week and stay disciplined in our approach.
Shane, I know you like Reds with the red zone struggles.
Yeah, I think just looking at that stuff, obviously I got to do a better job with those things, putting them in position. Obviously we're scoring, we're moving the ball, but those are 4-point plays that we got to get better at. So obviously deep diving into that this week to help those guys.
Last question.
Coach, you mentioned it a little bit about Tyler, but his ability to line up at different parts in the formation, just how beneficial is that to creating the matchups you want, or is Tyler someone that might be matchup proof?
Yeah, no, that's huge. I think creating those matchups, different looks that you may see on film to try to get those matchups. Do you get them every time? No, you don't. But I think even when you don't get the right looks, obviously we got a lot of confidence in his ability to win on certain things.
Interesting news about the injuries. Mooney Ward's going to practice today, and that means if he's symptom-free afterward, he's got to get cleared by an independent neurologist, and he is done with the protocols. So this is kind of like last steps. With Latu, it's a little bit different in that hamstring. If he's able to go, if Mooney's able to go, you got a full boat of defensive assets on Sunday, and I don't think that's going to go well for the Titans. I think having Ward back there, having Howard back there, having Bynum, having Cross, Kenny Moore, I think that's a really good secondary. You take Ward out of that equation, it's entirely different. If Ward plays this Sunday, I really like the Colts against the Titans.